Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some fabric crafts. I'm going to be taking this shirt and I'm going to be doing some embroidery to give it like a little upcycle. I bought this shirt on eBay and it was a much darker blue. I've already did a bleach wash on it. That's when you take a basin of water and a substantial amount of household bleach for cleaning your toilets. Mix it up and soak your fabric for as many hours as you require to get the colour of denim that you want. Now this was a couple of hours and I really diluted bleach to get it to this shade, and then you give it a good wash in the washing machine and you leave it to dry. So after I did that, I discovered I had acrylic paint on it and I was not very happy, so I've decided that I'm going to zhuzh this up a little. It also has a broken button, so I'm going to turn this boring shirt into something a lot cuter. So using my recent makes from another video as my inspiration, because I really love toadstools, I've come up with a little cartoony toadstool design. This is the actual size of the pocket, so this should be the actual size that it turns out. But I might reduce the toadstools a little bit because they seem very massive. Where's the pocket gone? Here's the pocket. They seem very massive, so I think I've reduced the toadstools by quite a lot. I think we could cover this whole thing. I don't want this very high, so I want my grass to start like here, and I just want to do it quite small. I'm going to be doing these with embroidery. I want to make sure I get this bit paint here. Okay, so the worst bit of paint is here, but that's going to be too big a toadstool head, so if I can split it and put, that is the stem of one toadstool, but put one toadstool here, like so. And maybe a bigger toadstool here. Or just maybe a smaller one actually. Smaller toadstool here. I think I'm going to do this one first and see how I like it. So I'm just gonna make these a bit darker. When I come to embroidering, I can actually see what I'm doing. So before I embroider this, I'm actually going to iron on some fusible webbing from the other side. I have iron on interfacing, and I'm going to iron it on from the back. I think this is medium weight. Now, this is the side of the glue. So just now, so how much am I going to need for this little area? Not much at all, like this much. I'm going to turn my shirt inside out and I'm going to iron this on the reverse. And this will just give it some structure to the fabric. It's a really thin fabric. I might actually double it up and do two, make it quite stiff for this area. So I'm gonna do, I had a bunch of embroidery rings and I appear to have given them all away to my friend when she started doing embroidery. So I don't have an embroidery ring. I'm just gonna have to do it without one. Okay, so I'm going to be using embroidery threads. I got this whole set of threads on Amazon. I used to have tons and tons of embroidery stuff, but my friend took it up during the COVID lockdown and I gave everything to her because I no longer used them. It came with this free sewing kit, and even though I have needles, I'm just going to use the stuff that came with it. I will put a link to this kit in the description because it seems like a pretty decent kit. Okay, that's it for threading your needle, I guess. These are for the threads that you're working with. You don't want to take too big a thread at any one time, and you want to split your threads. I think I'm going to work with 2 threads, and the best way to split it is to just do it like this. Don't let it get tangled up as you go. Hanging it off the table works better. It lets it untangle as you do it. Now, to use a needle threader, basically stick it through your needle like so. Put your thread in the big massive gaping space and then pull it back through. That's how you use a needle threader. I'm going to tie a knot in the end. I just put it around my finger a couple of times and then roll it like this, then pull it down. Now the thread that I've got spare, you're supposed to hook it on, wrap it up, and then just hook it back on again. And that keeps the thread you're working with nice and neat. You come in through the back. And this time I'm going to use 3 strands instead of 2. So I think I'm going to outline the whole toadstool in this darker red first. And I think I'm going to do the outline that I used to use, make it a bit more prominent, which is this one. I don't even know what it's called, but you basically make a loop and you go through the loop. So now I'm going to go on to the grass. Now for the grass, my idea is just to put all different lengths of multiple colours of green. Okay, next. Wow, I love it so far. So I've decided to go for these sequins and regular white sewing thread. So I finished this, I sewed them on, and now I feel like I need one at this side. And I found this ribbon, and I think I'm going to sew it on to these bits. And I also found this fabric, and I was thinking of putting it just inside the pockets, but I'm not sure yet. For now I'm going to do a similar but different design on this side. Just knot it at the end. Bring it up through where your first sequins is going to go. To sew a sequin up, you come up through the middle, then you stitch down through one side and come up at the other side, like so. You go back through the middle and you come up in a third spot, so you're making little I don't even know what that would be called, 3 stitches at 3 opposing sides, and that holds them in place. Now we just do the other one the same. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to put polka dot fabric in the pockets and stitch it on here. Now that's going to be an ordeal, so I don't think I'm going to film this process because I think I'm going to have to hem, in fact put fusible webbing the whole way up and iron the whole thing on, and then hand stitch it in the places I can get, and then on the inside the pocket I should be able to hand stitch through the back on the inside to keep the bottom down, and I'm going to do that in both pockets, and then my shirt should be finished. So I would show you, I hemmed my fabric into a little square, tucked it inside the pocket, and now I'm pinning it in place, and I'm going to hand stitch it all the way around with red thread. I've done this one already, and all I did was sew on the inside to catch the bottom of the pocket, and it looks like this. So I'm going to do this one the same exact way. It is done. I put the fabric in the pockets. We have the ribbon on the sleeves. That was an ordeal, but I think it turned out pretty cute. I can't wait to be wearing it out and about. But for now, I'm just going to admire it hanging up. What do you think? So I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my videos.